Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Beyond the Gates. Anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at AnonymousRealityTV. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so that it gets out into the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes. And do not forget to like the video. So we are talking Beyond the Gates, Season 1, Episode 16. This was on Monday. This was on St. Patrick's Day of last week. Again, there is a playlist for Beyond the Gates ratings and all things ratings, all news and updates on the show as we speak. And then also there is another playlist for Beyond the Gates. So if you miss any of my reviews or any of my recaps, please check out those playlists. They are updated, is most recent as today, so that you guys can check out my previous reviews and reactions. So let's get into the episode. So we have, the Martin and Smitty family extravaganza. I'm just going to go in order of a couple of the storylines that I'm kind of like, we need something more. But, basically the kids come home. They're being sus. They're being, a little bit weird. They're being awkward and all of the things that something is wrong. Something's going on with Tyrell and this and that. But, he tries to convince Sam not to say anything and all this and that. And everybody's just being all weird, right? So then Smitty and Martin remind them that they got to come back down for the homework. So then the kids come back down. They're doing homework. They're on their laptops, this and that. And so then Martin starts asking questions and all of the things. And Sam's like, didn't you say that, us talking isn't going to be good for us to get into college, that we got to be quiet and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So then they're quiet, but then it somehow comes up that allegedly Samantha was asked out on a date by somebody. And, she didn't want to tell her parents because she knew that that was not going to go well for her and all of the things. So nonetheless, they say, they start cracking jokes. Smitty and Martin's like, well, we can do a double date at the movie theater. We'll just sit a few rows behind you. I think it's a good idea to let you start dating and we can supervise and chaperone the date and we can have our own popcorn and he and ha. And Samantha was not feeling that, right? So then they got to get dinner ready and get everything sorted out. However, we still haven't resolved what the issue is with Tyrell, right? So nonetheless, they, right before dinner, they pull Tyrell aside. Tyrell says that there's some issue. They finally pull out of him that there's an issue with calculus. There is an issue with the math of it all. But nonetheless, essentially, Martin shuts down the rest of the conversation before, Tyrell can give out any more details. Like maybe he's failing the class, I don't know. And so nonetheless, Martin hurries up and rushes them off to dinner. Smitty has a look on his face like this is probably not all the tea. So nonetheless, that is it for that. And then we pick up at the hospital, y'all. I'm going a little bit out of order because, like I said, I tend to try to go through the storylines that I care about the least and build up to, the climax, build up to, the more important storylines. And so the least storyline I care about as well is Ashley and this fireman, y'all. I just don't care. But they started off the show because it was featuring Andre and Ashley because she attempted to kiss him, right? She attempted to, sorry. Andre attempted to kiss Ashley, and it was awkward, and it was weird, and it should never happen again. And so, nonetheless, he said that he was like a little bit, he had his eyes closed, and he was like going all in. And Ashley's like, that is so disrespectful. How dare you? How dare you? And I've got a fireman who loves me and I love him and da-da-da-da-da-da. So Andre leaves off into the elevator and all of the things. And then out comes, wheeling out the fireman, y'all. So are you leaving against medical advice? Where is the nurse to give you your discharge instructions, any type of last minute orders from the doctor, anything that you're supposed to be doing at home and all this and that? Can you make it make sense as to why nobody wants to follow the rules in any capacity? Can anybody just let me know why? Why is everybody just trying to do their own thing, right? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So he's willing out, and Ashley's all, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. And then here comes the fireman who I thought, fell and hurt himself from, a double ceiling implosion. And he's up here playing around with the wheelchair and all this and that. And then he pulls in Ashley to kiss him on his lap and all this and that. And somehow she's just able, y'all, to just clock right out of work and sign off on his paperwork. And I thought that this is not appropriate for you to be taking care of any of your loved ones or significant others, that would be assigned to another nurse. But apparently she's able to sign off his discharge papers, on whoever the actual nurse taking care of him on his behalf. That could be a lawsuit in the future, you guys, if in fact this fireman has any type of damage. Make it make sense. Why doesn't anybody want to follow the law around here, y'all? So then we also have a scene featuring Nicole and Eva. Eva is trying to pretend like she was going to clean up after Kat and her date, but she only decided to clean up once she heard that somebody was coming in and recognized that it was going to be Nicole, and she wanted to put on the biggest show for Nicole to let Nicole know that she's doing the thing, right? She is doing it all. She is handling business and all that. Nicole's like, no, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to clean up after Kat. Kat can clean up after herself, and then Nicole says that she wants to inquire about where the server is by the name of Sherry Carter, if Eva can make some calls and find out where she was. And then in comes Ted. Ted hears the back end of the conversation, and he is like, why do you want to know where Sherry is? What is tea, right? And so, Nicole's like, I'm just curious because I just want to get to the bottom of whatever, right? So Eva's trying to call and get some information and get some details. Basically, they tell her at the country club that the manager on call that Eva knows because she's the one that told him to fire her mom, said that they're going to call him at home, and the assistants didn't have that information and all of that. So nonetheless, more to come there. And then Eva overhears Ted telling Nicole to pipe down, to not pursue this. This is not what you want to do. And And Eva, prior to that, is trying to get some intel. She's like, is this the person that the nurse alleged that was trying to be unalived, that was trying to unalive herself up on the rooftop? And here comes Nicole. Oh, I can't reveal, patient, confidentiality and except for technically it wasn't your patient. But nonetheless, there's that. So then also, y'all, we get Andre coming over. He claims that he's over there to drop off proofs in the middle of the night, y'all. And it's all cap. It is all cap. It is full of mess. It is full of BS, you guys. Andre was there because he needed to see his auntie to pour his heart out about his bad decisions in his personal life. And so nonetheless, he is telling his auntie, I'm in love with somebody who we've never had anything romantic happen ever. I just love her because I've known her for 20 years. I love her, because of infatuation, or because she's unavailable, whatever you want to slice and dice it, you guys. I'm not buying it. I don't see the chemistry. They're not a super couple. They're not a soap couple. It's not happening. Not on our watch. It's not happening because we're about to drag whenever this inevitable affair does happen, because I'm not seeing it. I'm not featuring it, and it's not going down on my watch, you guys. I rebuke it, and it's not happening. So nonetheless, we then get to DANI, y'all. And DANI is in a drunken slooper at Bill and Haley's house, y'all. She is waking up. She's discombobulated. Her lipstick is smudged. She has no idea what's taking place and all the things. She realizes there's a broken picture of the wedding photo of Haley and Bill. However, she doesn't really care and all this and that because she's tired of seeing them happy. And then she, a moment of clarity, she realizes that she's not at her house, that she is at Bill and Haley's house. I'm surprised she couldn't tell though, by that ridiculous pink couch she was on. But nonetheless, she finally realizes, and she's like, okay, this is not going to be a good look. So in a panic, she calls her oldest and dearest friend, Pamela, and I felt that this was an opportunity for Vanessa. I think Vanessa would have been the perfect person to come in for Danny, but basically she gives Pamela a shopping list, which is basically a brand new bottle of wine and a brand new picture frame and some other essentials, and I think a bow, a ribbon, or whatever, and to try to replace what she's done, right? Because she disabled the security cameras. However, she needed to wipe down all the wine. They needed to replace the glass and the broken pitcher and everything else. And they also needed to replace the vintage wine, right? And so Danny basically said that she doesn't care about Bill or Haley's reactions, that she's basically scared for Anita Dupree. She's scared of her mom and how her mom's going to react when she finds out about this foolishness. So nonetheless, they hurry up and get everything together. Danny thinks that Bill and Haley still are going to be on their honeymoon. She has no idea that they're actually on their way home now. And we shoot over to Bill and Haley. He's still apologizing to her for basically letting her know that, hey, I'm always going to be cutting our romance short. I am always going to choose business over you. This was all just a ploy. This was all a scheme that was set up to just make Danny jealous and just make her upset with me. So nonetheless, I don't need to spend as much time with you. I'm still going to treat you like a mistress, even though I married you. So nonetheless, then Bill calls and makes some arrangement to have police escort stop them in the limo, and then they're going to hurry up and get home by helicopter the rest of the way because it's too long of a drive to be in the limo from New York all the way to DC. Make it make sense, y'all. So nonetheless, Bill and Haley get to their house, and Haley's like, all right, let's get some drinks. And Bill's like, well, wait a second, there's something wrong. The alarm's disabled. Where was their security person? There was no security person that was there to see what was, to let them know that Danny broke in. No. Because why would that happen? So basically, Haley comes in. She lets out a scream, y'all. And Bill hurry up and rushes in to see what is tea. So Haley notices that there is a scratch on their wedding picture and that their wedding picture is not where she left it. She left it on the coffee table, however, sitting on top of the fireplace mantle. And so Bill's like, it could have just been, we're jet lag from the trip and all this and that. And let's have a drink. Let's just, unwind and all this goodness. And so then Haley then pulls their wine bottle, and she's like, this isn't the right wine. And Bill's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, this is not the right wine. And he's like, but what are you talking about? And she's like, the wine that we had, it had an inscription on the back specific about our wedding. And something is wrong. Something is not right. There was a specific inscription on this particular wine bottle and all of these things. Something's not right. And so Bill's like, they're all like, Danny was here. She somehow was here. We can't prove it. And Bill's like, oh, when I get a hold of her. And Haley's like, no. I got her this time, right? So Haley leaves and she pushes on and trucks on through. Danny is at home. She is reconvening with Pamela that they hurried up and got there in just the nick of time. They don't know yet that Bill and Haley are home early. And basically, Pamela's trying to tell Danny she needs to chill. She needs to chill and she needs to take a breath. And so then she rolls out of there and comes Haley. Haley comes in moments later and to the chagrin, she just walks in because the door was unlocked, to Danny's surprise. And Danny's like, well, what do I owe this pleasure? And so Haley's like, well, I came all the way here to let you know personally that me and Bill are back from our honeymoon early. And Danny's like, for some reason, I don't feel like that's really the reason that you're here. And Haley's like, that is correct. And she's like, I know that it was you, that you broke into my home. I know that you drank my wine and that you broke our wedding picture. And I am here to tell you. Oh, and then she also asks Danny about her, there's a picture of her model cover, nicely framed from back in the day. And Haley picks it up and drops it on the ground to break that frame as payback, right? And so basically, a warning is sent over to, Danny via Haley. And she's like, listen, looky here. If you do this again, I'm not only going to get a restraining order against you, I'm going to make sure that you get put in jail this time and they lock away the key and there will be no drop charges. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then she exits stage left, y'all. And I think Danny's like, well, good luck finding the evidence. Danny's not taking this seriously. And then Dani walks over like she's about to have something to drink, but instead she texts who I presume is going to be Andre and says it's about that time. Haley comes back home to Bill and she's ecstatic. She's like, I gave it to Dani. Dani is not going to mess with us anymore and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, here we go. But I have a feeling that somebody else you're going to have to be worried about. So nonetheless, Dani, calls over Andre, and Andre is over there in the nick of time, y'all, and they start making out heavy and all this and that, but then they move on to the couch, and Andre's not feeling it, y'all. Andre is not feeling it because for some reason he is longing for Ashley. His feelings are hurt and all this and that. So basically, Dani and Andre just cuddle up on the couch, y'all. And that is the conclusion of the episode. That is the conclusion. And I don't like the direction of Andre and Ashley. I'm not feeling it. I'm not interested. If she wants to cheat, fine. But I just don't care, right? So, and the only other thing was Ashley and Derek were at home, y'all, and she took him back to her place because his place, he's got roommates. She's giving him non-alcoholic beer. I didn't care. They started making out or whatever and having adult time. I just don't care. So that was that. That was the end of the episode for real. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.